Hi there, Tina. Nice to see that you've sent us an essay for correction. Let's take a look at what you've written here. The topic is international marketing. Here's what you had to say. Nowadays, there has been an ongoing debate about international marketing, whereas some people consider it as an intrusion to the recipient country, others regard it as a constructive way of education. In my view, if it is used properly, international marketing can bring benefits to people in the world. Okay. Let's see. A couple things that I want to change. Nowadays, there is, okay, because nowadays, you see, what we have in English is words called time markers. And when you use them, you're pretty much obligated to use a particular tense. So for me, nowadays really needs either present simple or present continuous. So nowadays, there is an ongoing debate. And then consider it an intrusion without as. And that's the rest of it is fine. The rest of it is fine, okay? Just those two little things. Opponents of global marketing believe that multinational companies pose a threat to local culture and welfare of the country in question by selling their products. As most items distributed globally, such as Coca-Cola and H&M and so on, are normally designed according to the mainstream ideology in developed countries, they can erode local cultural identity in developing countries. Okay. I see that you have an in addition. Before you get to that in addition, it's really important to actually support what you've just said. So just back it up. I mean, how can it erode the cultural identity? In what way? Give me an example. So just extend it. When you write a sentence or when you present some sort of an idea, I want you to ask yourself at the end of that sentence, how or why? And if there is something that you can add, if there's something that you can say regarding that how or why, then you should add it. Nothing is self-explanatory in essays, and so you need to extend it a little further. All right, so in addition, the aggressive marketing is detrimental to people's health in poor regions. For example, it is reported that big pharmacy corporations illegally carried out medicine tests on humans in Africa. In this term, international marketing is harmful for underdeveloped areas. Okay, now what you're talking about here isn't really international marketing. I mean, you're just talking about unethical testing on humans and illegal testing. So this isn't really marketing because I disagree with your example here. I mean, this for me is... medical testing has nothing to do with marketing. It's totally different. So it's not a good example here. So what kind of example could you have given? Let's see. You said that aggressive marketing is detrimental to people's health in poor regions. So maybe an example you could have used instead is talking about international snack foods being marketed to these populations, you know, where it's really important that they get solid nutrition, and instead they're buying things like Doritos or, you know, potato chips and things like that from other countries of the world because of the marketing. So that would have been an appropriate example here, okay? So people aren't getting nutritious food, but instead are kind of enticed by these attractive international snack foods they see. So I think that would have been a better idea to support what you're saying and not the medical tests things. All right, so moving on. However, advocates think that the multinational marketing has, it's just one marketing, all right, has positive effects on recipient nations. First of all, it can increase the educational level of people in poverty. For example, there is a popular website named Khan Academy, which offers free online courses worldwide. Without its marketing, students in remote areas would not have opportunities to gain the latest knowledge regardless of time and cost. That's very good. Good. Most people don't really know how to use this thing about education, and I think you've used a nice example. Moreover, the campaign of some medicine or healthy products such as vaccines, this shouldn't have an S, can undoubtedly improve local citizens' living standard and habits. For instance, the wide acceptance of immunization promoted by charitable organizations largely reduced the death rate of children in rural areas. Thus, people of those nations can also benefit from global marketing. Okay. Let me think about it. I'm kind of thinking that this is more like public service, but I guess it's It's kind of marketing. I'm gonna go with it. Okay. From my point of view, if it is to spread ideas of peace and goodwill, and the senders can fully show respect to the receiver's culture and welfare, international marketing can make the globe more prosperous. Okay. A lot of good things here. I like that you put this paragraph. Second, that was correct because that's the paragraph that you support. You talked about education. You talked about ideas. You didn't really talk about language and culture. I would have liked to see at least some sort of reference to this. Maybe did you talk about language when you gave that latest knowledge? All right. Yeah. All right. You didn't talk about language and culture specifically. I realize that that's hard to do. I think that here, this thing about the Khan Academy would have been a good way to include that. But overall, I think you've done a nice job. I mean, there are certain things that need to be worked out. First of all, I want you to remember that when you have a main idea, you really need to support it. That was one thing. And then the other thing that was that needed a little work was having a more appropriate example. So I want you to make sure that your examples actually support what your main idea is. So you have to be careful with that. Those are the kinds of things that will bring down an otherwise good essay to a score that might be a little lower than what you're aiming for. Okay. So nice job. I'd like to see more work from you. I'd like to see what you write on other essay topics as well. And certainly I'd like to see what you're doing with task 1. So if you can sign on to the online course, I think it would be great. I think you'll find that really useful. Also, there are essay corrections with us. There's packages of essay corrections. So see if that's something you might do instead. Let us know. I look forward to seeing more work from you. Good luck.